So yeah, all of this mobs and protesters assaulting ICE agents, it is not going to help your cause, the whatever you're trying to do. I don't know what you're trying to do. I think what you're trying to do is so no people or no what do you call it, U.S. citizen gonna get deported or something like that. Isn't that what you guys fighting for? I mean, obviously, I mean, if you're not going to be fighting for the criminals who are here illegally, right? Those rapists and pedophiles and murderers and gangs and everything. I mean, now you're assaulting ICE agents. It's not going to help your cause. I can guarantee you that. Not going to help your cause.
More on all those stories ahead, but first, another disturbing attack on ICE officers. A mob assaulting 4 agents in San Francisco, even threatening their families. Christina Coleman is live in Los Angeles with more on this. Christina.
John, dozens of protesters rallied outside of San Francisco's federal court building waiting for the release of a person who DHS identified as Adrian Guerrero, a U.S. citizen who federal officials say assaulted ICE officers and threatened law enforcement by saying, quote, "I'm going to go after your family and I'm going to stab you." Guerrero, who identifies as a woman and goes by the name Angie, was charged with assault and destruction of federal property after allegedly slashing the tire of a government vehicle.
Yeah. So how many years is that? I mean, I think that was by default, or the maximum penalty for that is up to 10 to 20 years or something like that. Something like that. That's what I heard. Okay. So if you are literally going out there and assaulting officers and even threatening their families, who do you think you are? What do you think was going to happen to you? And this is San Francisco, by the way. This is, emboldened and they are emboldened by this, laws and leniency when it comes to like prosecuting these mobs and criminals. So they probably think that, hey, I'm only going to get like a couple months of vacation going to the jail, but not this time, buddy. Not this time. You're going to spend, I don't know how old you are, maybe in your 30s, 20 or something like that. But by the time you get out of that, yeah, you'll be an old person.
DHS says it happened on Wednesday when a group of about 15 to 20 violent anti-ICE rioters in San Francisco assaulted, grabbed, punched, and pepper sprayed ICE agents who were conducting targeted immigration enforcement in San Francisco.
Okay, so if they're fighting and they're attacking you, President Trump's already given you the green light to protect yourselves, right? So why not bring out your baton or, rubber bullets? You know what I mean? And I mean, there are some reports out there that they also have guns, and the mobs have guns. It's only going to take one dead ICE agent. It's only gonna take one dead agent on this during this, arrest like this. And I can guarantee you that's gonna be a lockdown. I mean, they're doing that already in some other, red states and blue, like Florida and New York. But in California, and I can guarantee you that Newsom and San Francisco mayor and all that, they're always gonna be against Trump. Always. So, regardless, they're already seeing this as a fascist move or dictatorial. I can't even see that. There's a D. I hope I don't get banned for saying that. But anyway, so what is gonna take? Is that all gonna take?
That city. DHS says they surrounded and assaulted 4 federal agents.
There you go.
DHS.
This person right here pretending to be he has a camera on. I guarantee he's pretending to be a journalist, trying to get some news and trying to get some, people like that they're already arresting, in the process of arresting a person, and they're charging in. They should be in handcuffs. They should be in the paddy wagon. Don't be pushing him like that, because that's what they're doing. They're disrupting you.
Says, quote, while standing at arm's length from an officer, Guerrero made repeated threats stating, quote, I'm going to F you up.
Yeah.
I'm going to go after your family and I'm going to stab you.
Yeah, okay.
DHS says Guerrero was also in possession of a black knife and patterned headscarf during this incident. Guerrero was later granted bail and surrounded by supporters after being released, and had this to say about the situation.
I'm good, despite the brutality and repression that the federal government is placing on this city, my city, the city I was born in.
The attack on law enforcement in San Francisco was yet another.
What a douchebag. Look at this guy. I want to show his face. Look, this is what a douchebag looked like. This is what a douchebag looked like in San Francisco. Yeah.
I was born in.
The attack on law enforcement in San Francisco was yet another.
And he's he's probably gonna be charged in full extent. So he's that smile on his face is gonna, smug look in his face is gonna get wiped out right away.
Another example of violence against immigration agents. DHS says ICE law enforcement are now facing a 1,000% increase in assaults against them as they risk their lives to arrest the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens. Despite all the violence, immigration officials continue to carry out their operations in various cities nationwide.
We're making Los Angeles and California a safer place. We're going to continue to do that, and they can take that one to the bank.
Take that to the bank.
And as for that attack on ICE agents in San Francisco last week and those allegedly involved, Guerrero now faces a maximum penalty of 1 year in prison and a fine of up to $100,000.
That's it? That's it? 1 year in prison and 100. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. That is just the DHS is gonna say that's it. I don't even know what to say about that. I thought it was gonna be like 10 years, and I know it's not gonna be enough. I don't know. They should reconsider that. Trump's gonna see that and say, "What? That's it?" That's a slap in the wrist. Now he's hailing to be he's like the hero on the left now. He's probably got his own mural. He's probably gonna have his own statue. Oh man, that douchebag. All right, well, that's it for now.